Welcome back to PJ Chen Design. This is PJ. Today, I would like to use a Rhino 3D software to show you how to build this leaf structure ring, especially on the side design. How do you hopping on the ring shank with the correct ring size and fit it nicely? Are you ready? Let's get started. In this tutorial, I was starting with the cabochon and we're gonna make a seat out of it. Then we will making this leaf and I will show you how to tweak them and connect it to the ring shank. As starting from the scratch. We're gonna coming into the front view, we're gonna set the ring size. That's setting the ring size for diameter for 16 millimeter, and we're gonna drop a ball or sphere on top of it. So that's snapping into the quadrant. And I wanted this one to be about this size. We can have this like a bit bigger size of the cabochon. With this cabochon, depends on how tall you like it. I basically want to have something like this, and I simply just going to draw a box and snapping somewhere about halfway and using the Boolean difference from the sphere out of the box. All right, so then we have something like this. We might need to move this stone up a little bit because we do need some space for the bezel. Okay, so for the bezel, I'm going to draw a rectangle and starting from here, make sure I snapping to the bottom of my ring rail so it was sitting on top of my ring, right? And then I also wanted to draw, I'm going to explode it this first. Let's go ahead to explode it, and we can delete it, this guy here. We can move in this point close to the quadrant right there, and then we can delete the one in the middle. All right, so let's take a look on the ghost view. All right, so now we have something like that. We want a bezel coming up. In this case, I want a bezel to look like it is finished when you have a stone setting in. So I want to have something like this, going to snapping to this point, coming up, and snapping somewhere there. We're cutting inside of the stone, but that's all right. The render probably not gonna show. If that really bother you, once you join it, you want to turn on the control point, and then you want to move this point out so it's not cutting inside of the stone. Most of the time, it doesn't show much. If it is for printing, of course, you don't have to bend this. I also want to have the bottom to be nice and round, so let's go ahead to join all those curves. Gonna pick up this one, and let's go ahead to join it. We want to double make sure if they are in the right place, and since I'm working the front view, a lot of time they are snapping crazy there. So we're gonna use a project to C plane, and we wanted to input object to be deleted. Let's click yes, and then so they will coming into the C plane. Now with this one, we're going to make a bezel. So let's go ahead to use the rail revolve. This will be the profile, and the rail will be the outline of our cabochon. And then we're gonna snapping from here, moving up, and so we'll get a bezel like this. All right, you can fill it up the bottom if you want to. You can extruding any line and it's cutting out if you want to. All right, I'm going to stop it there and continue to do the rest of it. That's coming into the right view. Let's go ahead to creating a line starting from the center, roughly about this size on the bottom. And then I wanted to use the arc tool, snapping from here, going to the end point to the end point right there. And that will be our profile first. Okay, and after joining this one, I'm going to rotate it with the copy equal yes, and then so we want to snap in here and moving one to the top. All right, now on this one I do want them to be wider at the same time to be taller, so let's go ahead to do the 3D scale first, and we want to scale it up something probably like this. All right, but this is like way too tall. I want them to come in down, so pick up the control point of all top three and bring it down somewhere there. Okay, so this is what we have so far. Let's take a look if this is the ring that we're going to get. Now notice that this one is like far away to go into other side. So in the right view, I'm going to use the same command, project it to C plane again, and delete the input to bring that one right back to the middle. All right, let's go ahead to use the command for sweep one rail to create a ring shank. This is the rail. This is the cross section 1, cross section 2, and then they all align facing the same direction with all the arrow. And let's click enter. And make sure you close the sweep. Before you do that, make sure you record a history here on the bottom, and we want to close the sweep, and we'll get something like this. All right, so ideally I want this leaf going on the top, maybe cover a little bit about the stone. So I'm going to pick up this one. Maybe I want to moving it up a little bit. And because we recorded history, so this will be recorded as well. And then so the ring shank will keep changing. All right, so now we have something like this. This is not the final ring that we're going to use, but it will be the ring that we are going to use to create that leaf. So let's starting drawing the leaf. I'm gonna come into other layer and just lock the one we just did. So let's go ahead to draw. I'm gonna starting from here and drawing something for the middle one, maybe from here, and coming down to somewhere about here. Okay, so that will be the first one. Let's go ahead to mirror that to the other side like this, and then we can trimming each other. So let's go ahead to trim here and here. And that's it. All right, so with this one, this is going to be our cutting tool, so we're gonna use that. But before we cutting anything, let's unlock this one. We actually want to cut it twice, so I'm going to make a copy by Control C and pass to the board by Control V. So I got 2 of them, and for one of them I'm just going to hide it to use later on. So now we have this one. Let's go ahead to trim it. So I'm going to use the trim command and trim it like here. So then this is what we have here. As you can see, we also trim the one in the inside, which that one we don't need it. But we can first of all to draw out some curve. And this is the curve. It depends on where your surface is going to be. I'm going to use the curve to trim off the rest of it. I also don't need a one inside. All right, so this is the first petal. Now to creating the surface into the solid, we are going to use the offset surface, and we're gonna offset it for thickness. I'm gonna try 0.65 and want to make sure solid is equal, yes. And you can offset inside or outside. In this case, I want to flip it inside and hit enter, and then we will have our first leaf there. Okay, the second leaf we're gonna call back for the one that we have, the ring there, and we're gonna draw this time on the side. Let's go ahead to draw something without the all snippets on, and we're gonna starting passing this line. We're gonna coming over here, 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 and this time the leaf type or the look is gonna be slightly different. We're gonna coming over here, and we're gonna draw something look like this. Okay, so that will be our second leaf. We're gonna use this one, all 3 lines right there, and we're gonna trimming the rest of them. So once we trim it off, this is what we have left there is this piece right there. Now you can take a look on this piece. You might starting to do some tweaking from there. Maybe I will need to rotate them in different angle. Maybe I want to have them coming out here a little bit, and apparently this should come out instead of go in, right? So I'm actually going to use cage edit, and I'm gonna pick up the bounding box, align to the wall is fine, and we wanted to have X have a little bit more point. Let's maybe have an 8 point, and hit enter there. All right, so what I like to do on this one, that's locking the original one, we're gonna pick up those and try to kind of turn it by using the rotate command, and we're gonna have it coming out a little bit like this. So it's kind of a coming out there. Maybe the second You can rotate it another time, have them come out a little bit like this. All right, and then after you do that, you can keep tweaking and see if that, getting more close. Maybe you want to tuck it underneath a little bit, and then maybe you want to rotate it a little bit, something like that. Bring down, something like that. All right, so once you have that leaf, again, we are going to offset the surface, and this time I want to offset inside as well with the same thickness, and that's how we get our second leaf, right? So you can keep tweaking until you find the way that you like. Sometimes you take a little bit more time to actually find, the perfect places. Like this one is kind of stick it out. Maybe I have them jamming inside too much, so you kind of need to take a look on all three views and find the best position for it. All right, once you have it, then we have that second leaf. Now I do see a gap here, and I want to fill up the gap, so I'm going to use the same leaf coming over here, but just slightly smaller, and rotate it into the way that will fit in better. So one key thing that you don't want it to happen is that you have the leaf cutting into inside of the ring. If that is the case, that you can do is kind of rotate it, or maybe you want to cage edit one more time to make sure that this is not cutting into the leaf. And maybe I want to rotate it this way. Now I have all three of them. I do have a bigger gap here. You can have another leaf here if you want to, or maybe we can just bring the shape all coming back together by tilting the shape a little bit, so it's more close to the ring shank for what we are looking for. And you can have them like just coming over inside of a ring shank a little bit, and we can trim it later if that works better for you. All right, so I'm gonna leave that to you for you to keep tweaking. But before we continue to do that, one thing I wanted to mention is you actually want to fit the edges on all leaf so it's more comfortable. Even though the fitted edges is small, so let's try 0.15, and we want to fit the edges here, 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 and here on the bottom. So the same thing is gonna apply to all the leaf. I want to keep this is a sharp point there, so I'm not gonna changing anything, but the rest of it on the edge, I want them to be all fitted. All right, so double make sure how does that look on the render view, and if you need to do any adjustment on that. So ideally I want this one to come out a little bit more, so maybe I wanted to do is to turn around them a little bit and have it come out a little bit more, so I will see this pattern better. Now it's up to you how you're going to adjust it, and again I'm going to leave that to you. All right, so now I have that one, and again you might need to spend some time to find the best position for you by keep tweaking it until you find the best result. Okay, so I'm going to stop it here, just show you the rest, and then you can spend your personal time to tweak it. Now I'm going to simply just mirror to the other side by typing the 0, so I have one side there, and to take a look from the rest of it, I'm going to mirror to the other side there as well. All right, so now we have something like this. Okay, once we have that, we want to create an inside of the ring shank. Let's go ahead to try to slip one rail, and again we are going to use, this is a rail cross section 1 and 2 right here, and then this time let's go ahead to make sure that the record history is on, and then we'll get something like this. With this one, of course we don't want it to be too wide there, so with this let's go ahead to do the 1D scale on the gumball, so you will coming down more narrow there. And we actually don't need to be that tall, so I'm going to have it coming down as well. So then we'll get something like this. We want to get it perfect fitting into where that weird cross section in between each other there, and then we're going to put a transitional piece there. All right, so if that works for you, let's leave it there, and if it is too fat, we can actually on the bottom 1D scale again to get it more tapered look. All right, so once you've done that, we're going to make that transitional piece. Now in that transitional piece, it could be a simple, just like box and fill the edges, but we can also using the sphere. And with this sphere, let's go ahead to rebuild the sphere into more points. So I want a U and V go into the 8 for the point count, and I want them to be degree 3. All right, so then we'll get something like this. All right, so now with this, if we turn on the control point, we can have a lot more point than the original point that we have. And I'm going to align them with the gumball on all those points. So I'm going to pick up those points on the gumball scale 1D. I'm just going to type it 0, then we'll get something like this. On the top, again, I'm going to pick up those 3, 1, 2, and 3, and align with the gumball. The same here, 1, 2, and 3, align with the gumball as well. All right, so once we have something like this, we don't need it to be too tall. So I'm gonna bring in a little bit narrowed right there. And at the same time, look, this is rounded. I want them to be like a little bit square-ish. You can do with the sub D actually, it might go faster, but since we're already on the Rhino, almost done, so I'm going to stay there. All right, this is a transitional piece. We don't need how big do we need it. So I'm going to simply just bring it right there and take a look and see if that works. Great, it's kind of cover all the ugly area. And then it might be too big. I might want to bring out something like this. All right, so if that worked for you, we are going to have this one to mirror to the other side, and that's snapping into the 0 and get something like this. All right, so rest of it is a bunch of trimming. We can simply just pick up this, and then we wanted to make it into the solid by extrude it straight. I want it straight on both sides. All right, both sides equal yes, click enter, right? And then we can kind of boolean difference like this one and this one, and all the small leaf that is coming to inside of our ring shank right there. We want to pick up all of them. That is a 4 of them, and then we're gonna boolean different with this one. All right, so everything will have a clean cut inside. I hope this video demonstrates how important the foundation is for your jewelry CAD design. It's not about following a lot of the tutorial. It's about if you really understanding the structure and how to build each part and have all the parts work together. If you want to learn more about jewelry CAD design, starting with the foundation correctly, I have a jewelry CAD master class that's going to help you to achieve the goal. You can check out all my course at pjchendesign.com or the link in the description below. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next.